folks, Jenny here. Let's go over something called cofunctions. That's what this video is about. It will help you make more connections between your trig functions. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. In trigonometry, there are 6 functions. We've learned sine and cosine, tangent and cotangent, secant and cosecant. And you see this co word, and each pair above functions are cofunctions. The cofunction theorem that's stated in your book says, cofunction theorem, a trigonometric function of an angle is always equal to the function of the complement of the angle. Well, that's not very clear, is it? So that's why we're doing a video and watching this, is to make this a little more clear. So what we said was tangent and cotangent are cofunctions. Now let's pick 2 complementary angles. The sum of the angles is 90 degrees. That's what complementary means. So 70 plus 20 does equal 90 degrees. So the 2 angles are complementary. What the cofunction theorem says is that since tangent and cotangent are cofunctions, then if you take the 2 complementary angles and you put 1 in each function, then the 2 outputs of tan of 70 degrees, cotangent of 20 degrees, you can check your calculator, they produce the same number. They have the same value, so they're equal. Looking at another pair of complementary angles, 35 degrees and 55 degrees are complementary angles. So again, we can put into the functions those 2 angles, and the cofunctions then will be equal to each other, as you can see here. Now let's look at sine and cosine. Sine and cosine are cofunctions, and so again, let's take complementary angles. Sine of 10 degrees would equal cosine of 80 degrees, or you could reverse it around. The point is that you're using cofunctions and complementary angles. Secant and cosecant, an example of that might be 60 and 30. 60 and 30 together add up to 90. So secant of 60 equals cosecant of 30, or the other way around. So to recognize cofunctions, you create the complementary angles. A plus B is 90 degrees. Just any 2 pair of angles that add up to 90 degrees. And then you just insert each of those angles into the cofunctions. So they're always equal, and you can always check your calculator to make sure that, they're equal to each other. Another way of saying the cofunction theorem, a little more algebraic, is to say if the sum of the angles A and B is 90 degrees, then if you took sine of, now notice in that parenthesis, it's standing for a single value. So if I subtract A from 90, I get the angle B. So this is saying sine of B equals cosine of A. Again, in the next line in that pair of cofunctions, 90 minus A produces the angle B, and tangent of B is going to equal cotangent of A. Same for secant and cosecant. Okay, I hope that makes cofunctions clear. Cofunctions is just a small part of section 2.1, so be sure to read through section 2.1. There's many new relations that are introduced between the 6 trig functions and right triangle trigonometry. So we'll be exploring that more. Read this section. As you know, I'm always here for you. And reach out or come to office hours, and I'll answer any questions you have. Okay, good luck. Thanks.